Good morning, good morning. Is it up? Yeah, excellent. Hey, Danny Knight, good morning. How you doing? I am ready to get back on this gauntlet as I do my traditional sip of coffee. How's everybody this fine morning? I have got. Hey, Tokyo Echo, good guys. Good morning. Good morning. I trimmed my. I can see hair on my shirt. Yeah, today we're going to finish doing some adrenaline, little heat curling, and we're going to start gluing the parts together today. Cosplay Chef, good morning. I'm sorry. I should just say welcome because I don't know what time it is in the time zones for you guys. It is 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, California. Hey, Becky, good morning. You know, I started drinking my I might have to go downstairs and get another cup of coffee because I was drinking mine before we started streaming. Hey, Krim. The mighty Krim appears. I've been finishing up on my silver, gold, and purple Karka made of foam. Excellent. Well done, Daniel. Thank you. I have all my parts. So I did some of the work off camera to kind of speed things up a little bit. I got the things all cut up and started rounding the edges because it just takes so much time grinding. But we are going to start with grinding. I took the wood burner. I'll tell you what, I'll get you guys up to speed what I did off camera so when you come in you won't be so lost. The This is the back part of the detail. And I took a wood burner and cut the line, grooved, burned the lines into it. But I want to have it a little bit more rounded, so I'm gonna take a stone bit and grind in the edges where the wood burning line is, and just grind it just a little bit softer, make it a little more like a, because it's a steep slot right now. So I'm gonna grind the edges to kind of round it out a little bit. So I'm gonna come in from both angles, do one side and do the other, and give it a little bit more of an organic line, because I would like it to be a little deeper than what it is. I want it to make it pop more, because and then I'll do this first, and then once I glue it in there, it'll be easy to get to. Also, I cut these guys out, and I'm going to go back in with a stone bit and soften these guys up as well. So that's what we'll be doing next. I'll tell you what, before we do that, let me run downstairs really quick and get a cup of coffee. I should have done this before I started streaming, and I apologize, but don't go far. I will be right back. Stand by. Please stand by. All right. What happened? Okay. You can easily make a circle out of those things. Oh, somebody want to know what I use. Oh, what do I use with contact cement? 2 halves moon yoga blocks from 5 below. I'm serious. I want to know what to use to contact cement. I have 2 half moon yoga. I mean, you can contact cement's pretty durable itself. DAP Wellwood is good contact cement. All right, let's do this. Let me get my tools. Let's switch to the overhead camera real quick. And I have to start recording. So hold on. Overhead. Adjust the camera real quick. There we go. Oop. About right there. Okay. Got it. Okay. See, I was afraid of that. Damn it. Shit. That was not going to hold, is it? Sorry guys, I had a wire bracket, it held this thing, and I was in the shop, and it fell out. These little, here, hold on. This is bracket that holds this Dremel up, and I was in the shop, and I lost it, and I thought, that's okay, I'll make a metal one, and then, of course, it doesn't hold as well, but it has to for now, so let me just rig this thing up. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry. What happened? I dropped my Dremel, guys. Sorry, no big deal. Hold on. Okay. Wait a minute, somebody's watching from work? Ooh, dude, don't get busted. That's slippery slope. Keita says, morning time, I'm going to be able to watch some of this since I'm on break at work. But I'll watch the rest later. Okay, fair enough. Okay, you can watch it on break. Oh, it still works. It's when it vibrates, it might be an issue. All right, let's get back. I'm sorry, I'm distracting. Here you go. All right, now we have all the detail in with the wood burner. I cut these guys off. I'm going to soften these as well. I'm going to, of course, do that with the stone bit and hit the edge. Of course, I'm going to mute this so you don't blow out your ears. All right. Look at that. Looks so much better now. Nice and rounded. Looks good. Let's go ahead and jump back on this. This is the front hand, the top hand plate here. I originally kept this 90 because I'm going to glue it on, but now I'm looking at this. I think it'd be best to soften this edge a little bit before gluing. So let's do that really fast. Let's change bits. All right, there we go. All right, got this nice and rounded. So what we're gonna do next is we're going to heat form this. I want this a little bit more like a dome. So I have acrylic dome. And again, if you do not have an acrylic dome, it's fine. You can just get a curved thing like a baseball or a softball or just something that's big and rounded. I'm going to heat this up with my heat board. Just press on it, hold it down like this. One thing about foam is you heat up, it cools quickly. But just to play it safe, I'm going to hold it down just a little bit longer. Holding, holding, holding. All right, there we go. Look at that. See, nice little curve. So, of course, let's go ahead and glue our dart. Where did I put my glue pot? Hold on. Just had it. My glue. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me take this opportunity to catch up with chat real quick. Oh, this makes me want to try my hand at foam again. Yes, you should. Don't listen to me. The only way you're going to get good at something is to keep doing or trying. Failing is all part of learning. Do not stop, people. That's one thing I know people start with something, and if it doesn't come out correctly, exactly what you want, it kind of discourages you a little bit. But the key is that's the only way I learn, because trust me, I don't post pictures of my early work. It looks like crap. But I stuck to it. That's the thing. It's just that the persistence, man. But do not wait to get the skill set. You get the skill set as you build. So, ooh, the blue heat gun. Yeah, it's my, I think it's a Harbor Freight, and it had a nozzle on it. It just broke off. But I have a little metal sheet I put into, but gotta watch out for this guy. It'll burn you. All right, let's get back to overhead. So I just apply glue to one side here, like that. Kind of push them together, work it back and forth. I have some foam scraps. I can smush the glue in there. There you go. Oops, sorry guys. Like that. Tell you what, while this glue is drying, this is our secondary piece, and I was just going to stick this on here, but now I'm thinking about this, we probably want to heat this up as well too. So let's go ahead and let this glue dry first. We'll put it together, and then we'll heat form this and drop it on top, because this is our additional detail. There is an eyeball on the top of this character. I'm sorry. There's an eyeball on top of this gauntlet on the hand piece, and we have a little Easter egg we're going to be using for that. My thing is to go ahead and build this first, and then we'll kind of eyeball where the eye is going to go, and we'll cut out the foam, because that's one thing that's great about foam. It's soft and easy to cut, so we don't have to worry about it right now. So let's go ahead and get everything together first, and then we'll decide where we're going to cut the hole. All right. That should be dry enough. Let's put these guys together. All right, great. Yeah, I kind of think let's go ahead and do that too. Let's go ahead and heat this up and curl this as well. Foam is so forgiving and so pliable. It's what makes EVA foam so great to work with. Unlike plastics and acrylics stuff I used to work with, you had to be so precise on your measurements and cutting. But with foam, you can be a little bit off and still make a part come together. Same thing again, we're going to do some glue right here in the center on our dart. And you notice I only put glue on one side because I think you don't need a lot. Just put enough to smear it back and forth. Put a little bit of glue on both sides and just kind of rub it back and forth like this. In contact cement, less is more. It's the little bit you can put on, the thinner you can put on, the faster it dries, and the better it will stick. So that's drying. Our plan is once that dries, we will glue this on the top of our hand plate here. Give it a couple seconds. Now, when making stuff, it's always good to have references. And of course, I grabbed images from the show and took some, made some copies. This is the Gauntlet, and this is the top of the hand. You guys can see it from this angle. Here's a top view of it. This kind of gave me the idea of what to look at when making the pattern. But this is the part we're working on right now. And you can see how the eye is kind of like an oval. But since we have an egg, we'll probably be able to, I think this will work fine. This will be perfect. Good to have photo references to look back to. Now we're going to go ahead and push these guys together. Like that. Ooh, there you go. Okay, got it. There. See, and this guy gets glued on top of that. And of course, I left these knuckles a little long because the plan is to glue them down and have them, I'm kind of pull them a little bit and wrap them around and round them off. So, or we could shoot them a little further back like this, but nah, I like it right here. Let's. I like the separation here. I like this little extra lip there. It adds the detail. And then we just glue this and bend it. Okay. Nice. Ooh, looking cool. So let's go ahead and apply some contact cement. And again, you can see I'm putting it on really, really, really thin. Doesn't need to be a lot because I'm just holding down a thin piece of foam. Nice, even, thin coat of glue. What glue am I using? This is DAP Wellwood Contact Cement. This is my go-to when working with foam and contact cement. If you live in different countries, you can definitely get any form of contact cement works really well, especially when it comes to foam. Let's go ahead and let these guys dry. Time for chat and coffee. Here it goes. Coffee. Yum. Oh, what kind of contact cement do I use? That is DAP Wellwood Contact Cement. In the beginning, I used to use barge cement. Barge cement was an industry standard, and I worked in the industry, so I would tell them I need barge, and they'd buy it for me. When I started working for myself, I found out that barge is extremely expensive, and sometimes it's weird. Like it's like seasonal. Sometimes it's easy to get, and sometimes it's hard to get. And it was unreliable, so I got to a point where it's expensive and hard to find. So I just started using DAP and found it worked just as well, especially with foam. So yeah, I made the switch over to DAP. DAP is readily available and it's everywhere, and it's less and not as expensive and easy to get. And it's pretty much everywhere, especially if you're in the States. So DAP Wellwood. I'm just making breakfast, and I had to count chocolate cereal now. Miso and some coffee. Yeah, nice. Breakfast of champions. When I was a kid, Boo Berry was my favorite. Boo Berry. I think they disappeared for a while. I think they brought them back. They were gone for a while, but they brought them back. Is that ready? Yeah, it looks ready. Okay. Oh, what's this? All right. glue's dry, again, these center lines are really great when lining stuff up. You have your seam lines, you can see right here. I like to start with the back, make sure they're lined up. I want a little bit of a lip right there, right, just like that. And then kind of very careful, follow down to the front, like this. Make sure I stay centered on my little peaks, like that. Then curl them down, like that. And like that. Nah, there we go, nice. So they're a little square here on the edges, so I'm going to take a stone, but we're going to just kind of grind these guys down and blend them in a little bit. Oops, wait, this seems a little crooked. Is that a little crooked? Nah, it's fine. There you go. Oh, look at that. It's coming together. Very cool. All right. Let me find my stone. Let me see what I want to use. Let's use a sanding drum here. I just want to knock this foam off quickly, so we'll use a sanding drum. Because there's a lot of foam, I want to do that quickly. Like this. I was just looking underneath them. I know there's some spots that weren't stuck down, so I missed with the glue. So I'm going to go back because I want to make sure they're complete. Like this guy, see, they're still kind of coming up here. So let's dab some glue here on that, on this too, on this edge too. I want some good contact here. And then smush it around in there. There we go. Let's speed this glue up with a hair dryer. Now I come down, push it down, make good contact. There we go. That's what I needed. There, much better. Okay. Got it. Now I changed my mind. Let's not use the sanding drum. Let's get a stone bit. I think the sanding drum was taking too much foam off. So let's switch over to a stone bit, and we'll get one with a rounded stone bit. Now I'm going to switch to the round stone bit. I love these guys. These are nice because when you're grinding, you can kind of get in there and not have any fear of leaving edges, because sometimes if you're using a stone bit with a flat top on it like this, you'll unnecessarily put like groove lines in it. So it's always good to work with these guys when softening edges. All right, get it all softened, looks really great. Let's go ahead and move on to the main part of our gauntlet. This is the main body. This is our detail. So before we glue this on, let's go ahead and heat curl this. Ooh, it's exciting. Moment of truth. Again, these marks, very important. Make sure you have these centered registration marks on here. Now I'm focusing mostly, I'm not worried about these guys, just this section right here. This is the part we're going to curl, so focus mostly on that. Curl like that. Ooh, there we go. Nice. Excellent. You know, I got excited. I realized something. I should have rounded this edge first, because this is the soft. This is where this guy's going to drop in. We're going to heat this up and put it in here, and this is still hard. So what I want to do is we're going to go ahead, which still can do it. I mean, it's better. I always like doing it when it's flat, easy to work with. But we're going to go ahead and take this and round. Now we're not going to round these edges yet. I'm probably going to do that once we get this whole this 2mm guy on. But I would definitely like to have this softened first. So let's go ahead and get the sanding drum. Let's get a stone bit. Let's get a little rougher. I'm going to kind of do a rougher stone bit here. Let's see. Let me grab. Let's see what this. Yeah, let's try this guy. See, this is what happens. I got excited. I got eager. I wanted to hurry up and heat curl it, and I totally forgot to soften those edges first. It happens to the best of us. I was having issues with the rotary tool fighting me, so I had to change the where it's hanging so I can get better access to it here. Hold on. Let's try this, shall we? Okay, yeah, this is a lot better. Okay. There we go. Nice. So the plan is, yes, I am making this up as I go. We're going to go ahead and now we've got all the detail, and this is our glue line. You can see where this thing gets glued. These little marks, that's where they get glued on the gauntlet right back here. See? He has all additional detail, and it gets glued right there. So I want to get that nice and rounded looking. Oh, this looks great. This is really coming together. Let's go ahead and heat curl this now. Right, curl it just like that. All right. There we go. Like that. Ooh, hoo, hoo, ha, ha, ha. Ah, looking cool. Looking great. So again, this is why I kind of, once we get this all glued, we're going to go back and grind those. But I want to wait till we get all these pieces glued together before we do this outside edge. Yeah, this looks awesome. All right, so let's go ahead. Apply our contact cement. That inside lip. All right, let these guys dry. Hey everybody, oh, this is where I take the opportunity to, as they say, nature calls, so I'll be right back. Rotary tool goes brr. Yes, Neil, it does. How you doing? Welcome. Oh. Oh, speaking of plastic, I have these plastic made dino claws from Five Below that I modified right now. Fantastic. I love ice, man. When I started this, I used to buy pre-existing stuff all the time. Wash your hands. All right, guys, please stand by. All right. Sip some coffee. Let's put these guys together. Wash your hands. I did number 1, Becky, not number 2. Number 2, you wash your hands. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to glue these guys. Now, what I like to do is pinch this closed, pinch really tight, line it up, like that. When you unroll it, kind of watch where it goes, like that. You can see the little marks you made for it, right? Comes up just like that, and like that. There. Now, again, there'll be some things that don't line up perfectly, but it's okay, as long as it's in the same realm of being lined up like that. And it ends right there. All right, there we go. Perfect. Yes. It's coming together. See? So now, let's line this guy up. It's our detail piece here. And we're going to do the same drill. We're going to glue this. Tell you what, let's go ahead and let's get some cardboard so I don't get glue on my table. I get some old mailers here. Priority mail. I used to grab these and use them for shipping. So what I would do is I'd find these boxes and I would just flip them inside out and use them. Therefore, you flip them inside out, there would nothing be but plain cardboard. But they caught on to that over the years, so now they print on both sides, so you can't use it because it says priority mail all over it. So now I just use them when I glue. They caught on to what I was doing. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Take a moment, let's catch up with chat. How is it? Again, everybody, thank you for joining me this morning on my Twitch stream. I'm sorry, on my YouTube stream. I'm here on YouTube now. I love YouTube. I used to be on Twitch, and I've met so many great friends and built such a great community, but just I think Twitch is kind of a ship that is sinking. So I'm jumping. I'm getting off before it goes under. Oh. Neil had some run-ins with Barge. Hey, Phelan Cosplay. What's up, Phelan? Welcome. How you doing? Today I'm getting ready to start gluing. Let's get back real quick. Hold on, guys. Let's do the surface here. The more I think about it, maybe I should have ground the inside. That's all right, we'll fix it. Not the end of the world. you'll see why I have the cardboard, because when you're doing something like this, it's just going to get glue on your table. So I just go ahead and put some cardboard down so I can kind of brush generously and quickly and not have any fear of getting it on my table. And there's probably some big drips on this side. That's all right. I'll deal with it later. All right, got it. Okay. Bring this camera up just a little bit, so you guys can see what I'm doing when I glue it together. While that is drying really quickly, I want to tell you, I picked this project because I saw the animated movie on Netflix, really liked the film, but I liked it because it's small. I want to make, for a while, I'm making some small, most of my project builds I'm making are small, because I live in a space right now where I'm not able to build big projects and I'm running out of room to store things, although it's not indefinitely. There's a part of my house I want to build and make into storage. Once I get that built, it'll give me more room to build bigger projects. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to do some smaller projects. And the smaller projects, too, are fun because once I'm done with them, I can travel with them. When I go to conventions, I have foot lockers I can travel in. If I have big pieces, you just can't. You can make really cool costumes and big props, but you can't really bring them because they're so big. So what I do is I'll make small projects so people can come and watch the video and then come to my table and see the projects. And I think this Gauntlet's so nice. It's nice and small. It's be cool. So it's gonna go. The detail place is amazing and symmetrical. Sometimes I have trouble with that. Well, the thing is, what I like about symmetrical is once you make one side, you just flip it. That's when I made this pattern for this guy. I drew it. I kind of roughed it out and then traced and did really one side. I just did one side on poster board and then scribed the line, folded it, and then cut it out, and it made it symmetrical. So yeah, because just so all you have to do is fold it, make your pattern, work your side out, and then fold it. Boom, it's right down the middle. Super easy to do. It's one thing about foam that's great. When people are sculpting, you can't do that with sculpting. You have to reproduce something in clay by looking at it. There's people who can do it really well, and I am not one of them. All right, I guess good. Let's do it. All right, our glue is dry. So now, again, same thing. The registration mark in the center and our line right here. Let's start with the top. Right here. Line it up right to the edge. Like that. And same thing back here. Make sure that you are centered. Just like that. Got it. Okay, now we're going to do one side. And I'm watching this when I lean. I'm making sure I get right to the... Now, I might have to pull it a little bit just to make sure I get the edge because the foam is going to stretch a little bit. So I'm going to pull just a little bit, ever so slightly, to make sure I line up on some stuff here. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. Wonderful. Right to the edge. And granted, it might, pull your curl out a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it because once this is all back together and we get it glued, we're just going to heat it again. Just keep, if it doesn't want to go, just pull and stretch a little bit because you want to get that edge, right? On top, perfect. Over here too, same thing. Start pulling. Make sure we go right to the edge. Don't let the phone be the boss. You're the boss. There we go. Just like that. Pull, pull, pull. Line it up. Like that. Like that. And we're down here to the edge. Pull the edge. And then this guy, same here. Come right up here. Right to the edge. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It's you know, now I'm realizing why I didn't bevel this before, because it was supposed to drop on top of that. I mean, you know, that's all right. You know, it gives it a lot of depth. The old saying, "Do as I say, not as I do." Now I'm realizing beveling the underside edge was good. I should have kept the upside square, the linings up, but it's not a deal breaker. It's just not what I intended. But now, okay. Wow, this looks so awesome. Woo-hoo-hoo, so cool. Look at that, it's coming together. Now, let's move on to our handpiece. Now, before we start gluing this guy on, let's plot out this lens here. We of course got this little tab. Let's cut this off real quick. There. This is going to, yeah, see, that was almost perfect. Now, of course, this is really big. So what we're going to do is we're going to trace this. We're actually going to cut it slightly smaller, and I'll show you what I mean. Got a fine tip Sharpie. Draw a line here like this. There we go. Now, our plan is to go ahead, we're going to cut this out, but I don't want to cut it the exact size. So we're going to cut it smaller. What we do is we draw a line on the inside, just a little bit on the inside. Going to match your shape. And I'm like doing maybe like a quarter. Just eyeballing it. Now again, this is using this. Just you can find something else you find or whatever works for you. That's why I think it's good is to freehand this, because you could probably use a round dome as well, but it looked more like an eye, so the egg shape was the best one for that. See, just like that. So now, we're going to take an X-Acto blade, and I'm going to cut. Now, when I'm cutting, I'm not going to cut straight. I'm going to cut at an angle. Because this egg, you know, kind of flares out, and we're cutting smaller, so we're going to put the egg in from behind. So let's go ahead and just start cutting. But we're going to cut this at an angle, like this. And granted, we'll probably go back in with a rotary tool, you know, and do some grinding. But right now, let's cut at an angle like this. And I think it's time for a new blade. Hold on. There you go. There we go. Okay. And just kind of cut all the way through, like a slight angle. All right. See? Looking good. So now the trick is we have our hole there. Definitely the lens is not sticking out as far as we'd like it to, but now that we have this, we can come in back here and start grinding. Let's get a sanding drum real quick, because everything is key on how this sets before we go. I want to do all this, and the reason I'm going through all this work first, because you want to do this before you glue it on, because if you glue it on, it's going to be a lot more difficult to work with. So it's best to do all this finessing before we glue this onto the forearm. Get a sanding drum. Yes, I'm making this up as I go. Oh, Phelan, you're working on an Eva Lynn helmet? Nice. Is it from the new He-Man? Yeah, I'm not a fan of the, yeah. We'll see how that. All right, here we go. Do some grinding. All right, let's see this. Oh yeah, see, that's pretty cool. I'm thinking, let's go. Let's cut a little bit more. I'm liking what's happening here, but I want the dome to come out just a little, because in the actual you kind of see. I mean, it's granted it's a lot bigger, but it's a little bit more showing. So let's keep. But with foam, it's always best to cut a little bit every time, because you cut too much, then you have to go back and try to add more foam, which is always a pain. So let's just go ahead and cut a little bit more on the edge here, like this. All right, there you go. Making this up as I go. And I'm going to do something really crazy when I get this, is I'm going to put lights in it. I want this eyeball to light up. I know in the show, of course, the thing glows like crazy, but I'm just going to, for practicalities, I'm just going to make the, just the eyeball. You know what we could do, but probably a lot easier, is just grind the edge here. Hold on. I have an idea. Instead of trimming this with a bevel knife, let's just make this hole bigger. I think it might solve the problem. Yeah, here, this is grind it. So my plan is I'm just going to go ahead and take the, I'm just going to grind at the angle just a little bit bigger. And again, I'm going to do a little bit every time until I do a test fit, see how it looks. All right. Oh yeah, much better. So what my plan is, you know, we could do, hold on. We just heat this up and push this through. Yeah, hold on, let me just take a little click. Let's see, hold on guys. Let me push just a little further. Like that. Yeah, let me cut more. I don't want, because I'm losing room back here, so we'll grind and we'll grind more in the front here. Let's see that. All right, we ground it to where it fits in there relatively good. So to get that nice perfect fit, we're going to go ahead and heat the foam up and push this guy in there and let it cool. That and just push like this. Yeah, perfect. Get it deep as I can, like that. That's it. Awesome. Now, of course, I'm going to leave this lens in here. We don't want to make it permanent, but I'm definitely going to hold it in here while we glue everything together, because we're going to definitely need this to be in there to hold this shape. So let's do that. Oops. Tell you what, let me fire up let me get some hot glue so we can glue this guy in there so it won't fall out all the time. And I'll be using my SureBonder wireless glue gun, or that's better yet, say cordless. The battery charge? No, it's needed. Yeah, hold on, new battery. Let's swap this battery out. So while the hot glue gun's heating up, let's catch up. Cordless glue gun, yes, cordless glue gun. I don't mind cordless so much, but when SureBonder, we hooked up and we did a video together, and they became a sponsor of mine. They sent me this, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I thought, oh, I still like and I ended up using this more than I did my cord one. So now I just leave this one at my table. Oh, Shogun, it had a miniseries in the 80s, which was all right, but they remade it. It looks, oh, I heard about that. Becky, I watched the Shogun. Yeah, it's a book, right? And then they made like a subpar 80s movie with it. But now with the, but I think I guarantee they can remake the series a little bit more accurate to the book, and kind of stay true to the whole Shogun job, because it's about a guy, like somebody that lives like, is an American or something happens. He gets trapped out there and gets kind of wrapped up in the whole like politics of the Shogun Empire. And, so I saw that and I was wondering if that was the remake, the redoing the book, which I think is a great idea, because it was man, that show was huge. People loved that show in the 80s when it was on. It was a miniseries. But yeah, they'll be able to do it so much better now. Yeah, the plan is I'm just gonna glue this in very lightly. Just a couple tabs to hold it in once I get everything glued in. And once everything's all together, I can pop this guy back out, and then because my plan is to have this, I'm gonna paint this all up and have some LEDs, and have little LED stuff in the inside there. Have this thing glow, which would be kind of cool. Richard Chamberlain, that's right, Becky. Yeah, he was a looker. I'll give him that. Richard Chamberlain, that's right. My God, yeah, he was like the stud muff in the 80s, man. He was everywhere. No. The Tom Cruise Last Samurai, again, I like that movie a lot too. A little bit, yeah, it falls that line. I'm trying to remember more of a, but yeah, Last Samurai, I really like that one. I like that one. Had some friends, they shot that in, I think they shot that in New Zealand. To get all the vista, like the feudal Japan and all the landscapes and the greens. Or did they? I can't remember. They shot some in Japan, but they had a lot of work, costumes and armory. And these guys, I think Weta did all. I'm pretty sure Weta did all the reproduction of all the samurai armor to make it look historical. Which samurai, I mean, they made armor, it took forever because it was all handmade. So for the movie, they mass produced this stuff to make it look handmade. But it did look all the armor and the armory in that movie was so amazing. Japanese armory was it's cool because it's done. It's all with lacing and bamboo, and it's to prevent people stabbing and being slashed. It's thick, but it's lightweight, so these guys can move around a lot. But, it's way better than The Last Samurai. Yeah, it's been ages back. I'll tell you what. But he said it's on Hulu. I definitely would watch it. I could probably rope my wife into it. We have shows that we watch together. We watched True Detective. That last episode was not good. Oh, the thorn burns. Yeah, that's right. It's all coming back to me. All right, we're doing good, guys. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to hot glue this in. Come on. Hot glue gun. It's getting there. It's taking a little bit. I used to stop. I would stop recording. I finally realized I would do that so much I would forget to record again. So I just stopped. I'm just going to go ahead and record everything on this build. But my plan is once you get this glued in, the final results, I'm going to take foam clay and wet it, and then do like a little ring gasket. It has like little wrinkly eye, like looks like an eyelid, but not really. But this little wrinkly gasket around the eyeball that looks really nice, and I want to do that. So, but yeah, this is gonna be cool. Oh, are we ready? Let's go back here. Again, I'm just going to do a little dab. I don't want to murder it. I just want to do a little dab to hold this in place while I'm working. So, put that right there. And then just enough to hold it. Just want to make sure. So it doesn't fall out when I'm gluing it. So while that is drying, let's go back and check this guy. This looks great. A little bit of this overhang, this stuff back here, you guys can see here. Let's set this aside for a second. All right, now we have it all glued together. I made an observation. This piece, now we have it glued on, you can kind of see there's a little bit of overhang here happening. So we don't want this. I'm going to go ahead and let's just cut that down. Let's get a bigger knife. Where's my knife? Oh, here we go. Now it's there. I had a lot of it on here. We really don't need that. So I'm just going to take this knife and cut that off. Yeah. There we go. Cut a little deeper. Looks like I have to go back and do some grinding. That's fine. Yeah, because I like this. I just want to make this, I want this to kind of blend in around. So this is kind of a little bit too much. So let's go ahead and cut that back. Yeah, it's got a little bit in. I'll tell you what, let's grind that. That's better. All right, so they have the rotary tool. We're going to do two things here. We're going to go ahead and with my sanding drum, we're going to grind all this down and make it a little bit more flush inside. And then I'm going to switch over to my stone bit, and we're just going to round off these edges that are connecting here. So the back side of this guy we're going to round up. So we're going to do both of them. Let's do both of that right now in one shot here. Oh, crap. Sorry, guys. I forgot. I have to reshoot that real quick. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, I was muted. Now that we have this dome in here, I got everything all grounded down. The trick was I realized that with the lens in here, it might be a little difficult to fit together, but it's okay because foam is very forgiving. So I went ahead and put contact cement on both the back and front here. This looks great. So we're gonna let this dry and we're gonna put them on here. But yeah, this is great. I'm really happy with this. It's all coming together. Yeah, Becky's right. It's gonna be voiceover time. Voiceover time. Really quickly, somebody came in and said, "Who was that? Erico Sindra. Hello, Mr. Ted. Hello, welcome. How are you guys? Again, people who joined me today on my live stream. I know what you're thinking. Hey, when these patterns are available, do I have to watch this giant long video? The answer is no. I'm taking this live stream and I'm recording it. And I'm going to take all this footage, cut it down into a nice, really quick little tutorial on how to build it. So once this is done and painted and sealed, I'll be making a video tutorial and a pattern available on my shop. So you guys you can make this and build one for yourself. Especially if you guys haven't seen this series on Netflix, it's great. I know it's based on a video game, which I've never played. It's an old game too. But it will be all together, and you can, yeah, just the show. Again, they're getting smart about making shows out of anime and popular games or whatnot. But have you guys seen the trailer for Borderland? It's insane. Like, it's crazy. Well, there's probably some more grinding I could do here, but is that on there all right? It looks all right. Yeah, it does. Okay. Ooh, I'm so excited. It's funny, when I originally made this pattern, it was huge. I was like drawing it and like looking at the pictures and looking at that, and it shows him holding it, and it's big, but you have to realize it's anime. So when they draw things in between different frames, he's holding it right here, and it looks like it's giant. And then when you put it on his hand, it doesn't fit because it's too big. So I was kind of building it, and when I got it all done, I put it on my arm like this. It was huge, but I put all this work into it and making the pattern, and it was just so like I don't want to redraw it all over again. So I took it to Kinko's and I shrank it down like 80%. So I shrink the pattern down to make it so, and it works now. So but now it's actually now it's about the size it is in the anime on the guy's arm. I do see some foam clay in my future. I'm probably gonna take some foam clay on some spots, like just if there's some blending areas of things I want to do, or taper it. But I'm really happy how this came together. This is super cool. All right, let's put it together, shall we? I simultaneously love and hate the Borderlands movie. Crapstrap doesn't seem as annoying and funny, but I do love Tiny Tina. Who's Tiny? Again, I know, guys, I know nothing of the game, but no, nothing. All right, the glue is dry. Let's put it together. Again, line up that center mark, registration mark right down the center. Where did my center mark go? Oh, I think I ground it off. Oh well. Now we're just gonna have to eyeball it. So start right here, make contact, follow the edge, like that. Come down like this. Oh, look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Ta-da! Wow, that's it. That's great. Pushy push. Okay. You know, what I'd like to do. Now I'm thinking about it. Let's go ahead and push the egg through a little bit more and do another hot glue. I like how it's sitting, but I realize I'm looking at this. I can bring this down a little bit more. Let's do, yeah, let's do that. I'm just going to do a little dab of hot glue right here. And I think that's going to be perfect for the lens. I should have turned my hot glue gun off. While the hot glue gun's heating up, I'm going to sip my coffee. What we're going to do, guys, I'm going to go ahead and glue this lens in. Yeah, because I don't think it needs to push. I think I actually like that. I don't want it to stick out any further than that. I think we're going to be all right. But I definitely want to bend down the front here a little bit more. And my plan is I'm going to take some, I'm going to wet this with some water and take a little bead of foam clay and make it like a little bit of a lens around here. Because if you look at the original, on the artwork here, see along the lens? He's got the like little wrinkly, like eyelid kind of looking thing on there, so. I want to glue this in and make sure it doesn't move on me, and then I'll go ahead and do the foam clay. So while we're doing that, let's get some foam clay. You gonna eat birthday cake for breakfast? Neil. Get this hot glue gun hot. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that and do the foam clay around the lens. And then we'll let that dry because we can't really do much because we're gonna have to wait till the foam clay to dry. And once it dries, then we'll pop it out and we'll do the sealing thing. And then we'll come and yeah, I'll be dry by next Sunday, right? This looks awesome. It really came together. I'm really happy with this. The one part I have not done yet is that in the anime he has these like these tendrils and things that wrap around his arm. That I mean you could do, but I just think about I could probably do some elastic straps or something on this. Or do like a or make something that open like with a Velcro, like make it look like tendrils that opens and closes with a Velcro strap. Yeah, that's so exciting. I'm happy. I'm so happy with this. It's funny because I haven't. I've usually built stuff on my own designs, and I haven't really picked something from a show or a franchise and reproduced it. I'm really big about just making my own stuff. But when I saw the anime, I'm like, that's kind of a cool design. And it's different from the game and the anime. And so I like the animation version of it. So I followed the anime version because in the game version, it's big and it's kind of like this. But they did some, when they did the animated series, they did some more changes to it. And it looks, I like the more organic looking crazy thing about this thing. All right, there you go. All right, I should do this the first time. Let me dab a little glue here too. Right there. I'm gonna let this guy cool first, and I want to do this side too. Yeah, I think we're up. Tell you what, I think that's plenty. Ted. Let's just dab this guy really. Dab a little right here too. All right. I'm gonna keep holding this until it cools. Oatmeal cake. What? Yeah, I'm referring to chat, guys, really quickly. Never had oatmeal cake. It's Gundam thinks it's gross. I know. I feel the same. It's Gundam. I'm like oatmeal cake. What? Too. Let me get a cup of water because we need to wet this with foam clay. And some water. It's over here. Brush. Focus. 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 Cameras. Come on. God, it's annoying when it does that. All right. What is it with this damn camera? Come on, stop it. Oh, it's so maddening. Here. Go back to overhead anyway. Okay, the glue is dry. The eyeball is secured. Our next step is I want to make the... if you look at the design, it had this kind of like little gasket around him. You can see it really good here. See that? Kind of like wrinkly eyeball lid thing here. So we're going to do that using some foam clay. Wow, I hope this clay... I know what the shelf span, the shelf life is on foam clay. I always periodically grab it and wet my finger, get a little water in there and work with it. Kind of, if you have foam clay and you don't use it for a while, be sure to pull it out of the bag and wet your fingers and knead it for a while and bring it back to life. You can do it, but if you wait too long, it will dry out in you. And I've had it happen before, so I always try not to get foam clay until I actually need it for a project because it does, the shelf life stuff on this is not that great, so. I have give me a brush and a cup of water. Now, when working with foam clay, attach it to EVA foam. I found that if you just apply it dry over time, when the clay dries, it'll pop off. So what you help to adhere the foam clay to your foam, you wet it. Just get some water and just brush it on top of the foam. Get that area wet. Saturate it, get it all wet. Let that foam get soak up some of that water like that. And that really helps the foam clay adhere to the EVA foam. So I'm gonna make a little foam snake. Matter of fact, it doesn't need to be say a small one here. Okay, all like this. Because you don't, it doesn't need to be, it's very subtle. So I don't need a lot. I just want to fill in that seam around the eyeball. You can see it rolling up all the foam dust here. Okay, great. Is that a little longer? Okay. Wet it one more time. Just start stuffing it in here like this. Right around the lens. Get right up here, push, push, push. Because you definitely want to fill in those gaps on the lens. Make it perfect, like that. Same thing over here, push, push, push. Break it off. Now, I again water on top of the foam clay and the EV foam, wet it, and then start smoothing it out. Just working it in like that. Yeah, I can just feel it grabbing good, just like that. Just feather it into the foam. Oops, don't get too much down. We'll get this nice and wet. I'm gonna get my some sculpting tools. So now we have this pretty much merged into the foam is nice and wet. The foam clay is wet, so they're all stuck together really well. So I'm gonna get a foam tool and start some sculpting. Now I have a little wood tool. I like the wood tool because it doesn't stick. See, get in here like that. Make it nice and smooth. Make the eyeballs show through. Like that. All right. So now there's some grooves. I'm going to take a little kind of put some grooves into it. And with foam clay, you do have some working time because you can let this dry a little bit more and go back and push in with a tool while it's still soft. But I find when this stuff is really wet, you can really kind of sculpt into it a little bit. Some fine details. sharpen this edge down here and make it a little bit more. In this particular design, the wrinkles are actually separate, so you don't have to make it too much, make it look like part of the thing, because it does have a different, definitely has a separation around the eye and the rest of the armor. All right, that looks great. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let this foam clay dry, and then we'll come back to it. Hey everybody, thank you so much. We are wrapping the stream up today. Oh, I hit my mark. I usually stream from like 9:11. I did it. I got it. Nailed it in time. Again, everybody, thank you so much for all you guys joining me today. Yes, this video will be cut down into a tutorial, and these patterns will be available in my shop once it's all done. And as a little bit of learning curves today on this Oni Gauntlet. I had the pattern, but there's something like different steps of how I'm going to do it. You just kind of make it up as you go, but I'm really, really happy how it came together. There's still some work to do, but as you guys can see, I got the generic, the shape of it, the foam clay is drying, which foam clay does take a while. So I figured 2 hours, yeah, fantastic. Just give it about a day. And then once it's dry, I'll be able to pop it out and then go through this and see what else I want to touch up. And yeah, this looks great. This really does. I'm really, really happy with this. Nothing will bring this thing. What will bring this thing together and give it life is the paint job. And I'm just gonna think about. I want to get some lights. I know the 9-volt batteries are pretty good. They have those little small lithium batteries. And I'm wondering, would that be enough power to light this thing up as bright as I would? To light up the way I would like to light up. I mean, you can power things with them, but I would like to give it a shot, see what they do. Yeah, this is really good. Again, everybody, thank you so much. I will catch you guys back next Sunday at 9 a.m. and we'll be back on the Gauntlet. And hopefully by that time, when you guys get back, we'll be. My plan is what I'll do before we. I will go ahead. Of course, I'll record everything I'm doing it, but I probably won't do it on live stream. I'll be recording separately. But by the time we get back Sunday, I should have it sealed, I think, and we should get to that stage where we start sealing. Therefore, we can start doing more fun stuff like painting. Because I got to start thinking about the color schemes on it. Because it does look, when it lights up, it's different, but in the show, it's kind of this goldish, metallic kind of looking thing. I'm gonna do some more research on the actual game and find out what color schemes I should be thinking about. Again, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. For all you people who just joined me and you like my content and like stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe. Please tell your friends, guys, to subscribe and leave thumbs up comments below. Get my algorithms back up. Get my numbers up. And everybody, thank you so much for your patience, because I've been kind of in and out while doing some side jobs. But again, everybody, thank you so much. Until next time. Catch you back next time right here on Evil Ted Live. See ya.